You know that feeling, right? As a parent, you see your child struggling with something, a toy, a zipper, anything, and you see that little face start to scrunch up. That first whimper of frustration hits, and boom, your whole nervous system just lights up. The instinct is so powerful. Jump in, rescue, solve the problem, make the bad feelings stop. We tell ourselves we're just being a kind, helpful parent.
But here's the tough question we have to ask ourselves. What if that rescue mission, that thing that feels so kind, is actually holding them back? We're going to dive into this idea that our best intentions can, well, accidentally get in the way of our kids building the real, deep resilience they need for life. And this lays out the core conflict perfectly. On one side, you have our instinct, right? Save them, rescue them, just fix it. But on the other side, you have the hard science of what a developing brain actually needs. And it turns out it's the total opposite. The brain needs a little frustration to grow. It forges resilience through that struggle. And when we constantly rescue, we're unintentionally teaching it a really dangerous lesson: helplessness. I want you to really let this sink in. It's not just a missed opportunity, it's more active than that. Every time you solve a problem for them that they were this close to figuring out on their own, you're literally robbing their brain of a critical growth moment. You're stealing that little, I did it, rush of chemicals that wires their brain for confidence down the road. Okay, here's a great way to think about it. Your child's brain is like a muscle. It's a perfect analogy, really. Imagine you hire a personal trainer. You go to the gym, and then you just stand there and watch them lift all the heavy weights for you. I mean, you'd leave the gym feeling fine, but would you be any stronger? No way. The same exact principle is at play here. The struggle is what builds the strength. So this leads to a huge mindset shift about frustration itself. That feeling, the one we try so hard to protect our kids from, that's the neurological version of the burn you feel when you're working out. It is not a sign that something's wrong or that they're failing. It is the literal sensation of their brain forging new connections. It's the feeling of growth happening in real time. Let's geek out for just a second on what's actually happening in their head. When your child is struggling, trying to fit a block in the right spot or figure out a puzzle, they are firing up their prefrontal cortex. You can think of this part of the brain as its CEO. It's the boss in charge of focus, planning, and problem solving. But when we swoop in and fix it for them, we're essentially walking into the CEO's office and saying, hey, don't worry about it. You can just take the rest of the day off. I got this. Okay, so this all makes sense, but what do we actually do in that moment when our anxiety is spiking? Well, we need a tool, and this is it. It's called the persistence protocol. And don't worry, it's not some complicated new parenting philosophy. It's a dead simple 10-second system that's really designed to manage our anxiety, so we can give our kids' brain the space it needs to work. Here's how it works. It's just 3 little steps. The next time you feel that powerful urge to jump in, step 1, pause. And I mean that literally. Physically put your hands behind your back. It's a game changer. Step 2, observe. Don't just stand there waiting. Actually watch them. What's their strategy? How are they using their hands? And step 3, count. Slowly to 10 in your head. That 10 seconds is for you, not for them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but what if 10 seconds go by and they're moving from productive struggle into a full-blown meltdown? That's a fair question. And the answer is, of course, we don't just walk away. This protocol isn't about ignoring our kids. It's about fundamentally changing how we choose to help. And this is where we introduce the next phase. After you've done your 10-second pause, you move into something called minimal scaffolding. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You provide the absolute minimum amount of support necessary for them to get over the hump and succeed. The whole point is to make sure that at the end, they feel like they did it, not you. This really shows the difference, right? You get to choose. Are you the rescuer or the coach? The rescuer grabs the puzzle and finishes it. The coach just kind of taps a corner piece and says, what about this spot? The rescuer grabs the toy off the shelf and hands it to them. The coach just slides it 2 inches closer, so they still have to do that final successful stretch. You're not solving the whole problem, you're just removing the one tiny little roadblock that's causing the shutdown. Now, during this whole process, probably the most powerful tool you have isn't your hands at all. It's your voice. Instead of narrating their frustration, saying things like, oh, that looks so hard, you're going to narrate their capability. A really calm, simple phrase like, I see you working on that. You're figuring it out, can completely shift the energy of the moment. And here is where the real magic happens, the long-term payoff. When you do this over and over and over again, hundreds of times,
Your calm, steady, encouraging voice, your belief in them, it literally becomes their own internal voice. You are programming their self-talk for the rest of their life.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Fast forward 10 years, 15 years. Your child, now a teenager or a young adult, is facing a real challenge: a tough class, a conflict with a friend, a setback at their first job. What's the voice they're going to hear inside their own head? Is it going to be a voice that looks around, panicking for a rescuer? Or is it going to be their own voice, built by you, that says, okay, I can handle this, I'm figuring it out?